10 forest horror movies you need to watch. There's something haunting about the forest. A place that seems peaceful during the day becomes terrifying at night. In horror, forests become labyrinths of fear, places where you are truly alone and not always alone. Let's dive into 10 chilling forest horror movies that you absolutely need to experience. Ruin Me, 2017. Alex reluctantly joins her boyfriend on a horror-themed camping event called Slasher Sleepout, where participants are put through a simulated horror experience in the woods. But as reality and fiction blur, Alex begins to realize that the danger is very real, and survival is no longer just a game. With layers of psychological twists and real physical threats, Ruin Me shows how quickly a fun thrill can turn into a deadly nightmare. Man vs. 2015. Doug Woods, a survival expert, is filming an episode alone in the wilderness, showing viewers how to live off the land. But as night falls, something unseen begins stalking him. This isn't about battling nature anymore, it's about surviving something unnatural. Man vs. perfectly captures that primal fear of being hunted while being completely cut off from the outside world. The Wretched, 2019. In a quiet, coastal forest town, a teenage boy discovers his neighbor is not what she seems. An ancient witch has taken hold, one that preys on children and manipulates memory. As the witch's dark influence spreads, he struggles to convince anyone of the truth. The Wretched mixes folklore, body horror, and eerie visuals into a chilling modern fairy tale gone horribly wrong. It comes at night, 2017. After the collapse of society, two families are forced to live together deep in the woods, behind locked doors, away from the infected outside world. But paranoia and mistrust quickly becomes the real enemy. It Comes at Night isn't just about the horrors that lurk outside. It's about the terror we create inside ourselves, especially when survival instincts take over. Atmospheric, bleak, and suffocating in tension. Dead End, 2003. Sometimes the road less traveled is the one you should avoid. On Christmas Eve, a family decides to take a shortcut through a deserted forest road. What follows is a chilling, nightmarish journey filled with ghostly apparitions, endless looping roads, and horrifying visions. Dead End is an underrated supernatural horror movie that proves the scariest thing can be getting lost in the unknown. The Hills Run Red, 2009. A horror fanatic and his friends venture deep into the woods to uncover the truth behind the lost horror film. But what they find is far more terrifying than any movie. Stalked by the deformed killer, Babyface, they soon realize they're living the film's deadly script. The Hills Run Red is brutal, self-aware, and filled with twisted horror for true genre fans. Evil Dead, 2013. 5 friends retreat to a remote forest cabin to help one of them detox, but accidentally unleash an ancient demonic force. What follows is a relentless, blood-soaked descent into terror. Evil Dead reimagines the classic horror with even more intensity, shocking gore, and supernatural dread. The woods themselves seem alive, and no one who enters them comes out unscathed. Calibre, 2018. In the dense, unforgiving Scottish Highlands, 2 childhood friends find their lives shattered after a tragic hunting accident. Struggling to cover up their mistake, they become targets of a brutal manhunt by the villagers. Calibre is a grim, tension-filled thriller where every wrong move leads deeper into despair. Sometimes, the real monsters aren't found in myths, but in the people around you. Hunter x Hunter 2020. A fur trapper's family lives in a solitary existence deep in the frozen wilderness. When a rogue wolf threatens their livelihood, he sets out to track it, only to uncover something far more horrifying. Hunter x Hunter is a slow-burn survival horror that transforms into a brutal nightmare, delivering one of the most shocking endings in recent horror cinema. Calvaire, 2004. After his van breaks down in a remote village, a traveling entertainer seeks help from a seemingly kind innkeeper, but things quickly spiral into madness. Calvaire is a disturbing descent into psychological horror, portraying the wilderness not just a physical threat, but as a reflection of human insanity. Bleak, surreal, and deeply unsettling. It's a film that stays with you long after it ends. Final thoughts. Beware the woods. Forests are beautiful and deadly. They strip away the modern world and leave us face to face with nature and with ourselves. Whether it's supernatural forces, monstrous creatures, or human madness, these movies prove that in the forest, survival is never guaranteed. So, the next time you're stuck in a forest, make sure you know how to make a fire to keep yourself warm. Bye-bye.